On your Team Lotus member on the right, Devin Koepke, he's up 1-0 over Gerry on the left on the same deck. So we bring back into this. Koepke, a pair of Thought-Knot Seers, casting a second one. Gerry just has one Thought-Knot Seer in play. We see Drowner of Hope, Oblivion Sower, and Eldrazi Mimic all available in Gerry's hand for Devin to take. And this is the first time we've gotten to see that sideboard Vesuva in Gerry's list. It's in play. I assume it's copying an Eldrazi Temple.
Absolutely. Gerry looks to be behind on cards. Looks like he might have mulliganed that Vesuva.
See what Devin wants to take. You're right, Gerry with very few cards. Drowner, I know Drowner of Hope, very good in this matchup. How do you feel about it compared to something like Oblivion Sower?
So, it's a tough call. It's hard to say actually which one of those cards is better. The things that they do are very different. If I'm ahead on board, the Drowner of Hope lets me punch through. If I'm behind on board, the Oblivion Sower helps me build up towards activating Eye of Ugin. I think that Oblivion Sower is better for catching up, where Drowner is better in shutting the door. I think that if I was Koepke, I actually take the Oblivion Sower there.
Well, Gerry plays a Eldrazi Mimic off that Temple and plays a land for the turn. For Koepke, he's going to keep the beats coming. A Reality Smasher waits in his hand to smash its way through Gerry's defenses.
2 4/4s and a 5/5 makes pretty good attacks against a 4/4 and a 2/1.
13 damage, is that all?
Only 5 of it tramples.
Well, Gerry, actually, Devin has to be worried here. If he attacks with the Thought-Knot Seers, I think Gerry will trade Thought-Knot Seers, and Devin doesn't want to let Gerry draw into the 6th mana, so he's just going to swing Reality Smasher.
Yeah, definitely a relevant concern.
If Gerry draws into Oblivion Sower, everything's fine.
Yeah, when you are ahead, making the trade that draws both player a card is probably not the best line.
Gerry's draw turn, a copy of Eldrazi Sky Spawner. He'll pass back. The Scion is the 6th mana that Gerry needs for Oblivion Sower. So we go back over to Koepke.
And looking at this board, I feel better about having Oblivion Sower if I'm Gerry than I feel about having Drowner. The 5/8 will block the Reality Smasher, will block the 4/4s. You don't really care about being able to tap things, and you're going to get some, presumably a couple lands into play. If you flip an Eye of Ugin from Devin, that's huge for Gerry.
Yeah, you do have to watch out for Dismembers and Path to Exiles out of Devin's deck. I think you're right here. So what does Devin have to get through? It's going to be a swing of the full team. No longer worried about drawing Gerry into that extra mana source. He'll swing the team. Gerry's going to trade away everything. So both 2/1s for a Thought-Knot Seer, trade the Thought-Knot Seers, cards for everyone. Gerry goes to 9.
I think part of the hope for Koepke was that Gerry would block with the Scion, but Gerry definitely had no intention of making that block.
Gerry's draw good. Draw Reality Smasher among others. And as odd as it looks, Gerry may have pulled back into this game. Or even pulled ahead.
Yeah. So here's something that came up. I believe that Gerry just drew an Eldrazi Displacer. So when Gerry casts Oblivion Sower, it's a cast trigger to reveal lands. So Oblivion Sower does not play as well with Displacer as Drowner of Hope does.
You're right.
So that's a consideration.
All right, Oblivion Sower is going to be cast here as the 5/8. Devin's going to crack a fetch land in response. And now Gerry will exile the top 4 cards of Devin's library and put all the lands into play. This is a big potential for a very big swing depending on how many lands Gerry gets here.
And specifically, an Eye of Ugin would be huge.
Just gets a Worship and a Plains. A Worship was exiled out of the deck, but only 1 mana has got to be a win for Devin.
Yeah, exiling Worship, kind of a big deal for Gerry, though the land he got was the worst land in the deck.
Go back over to Koepke. Can he break through the 5/8? He did draw 1 turn on that big Thought-Knot Seer trade, but he'll just pass back to Gerry.
Yeah, Smasher just has to hang out against the 5/8 Oblivion Sower.
Yeah, no Eye of Ugin in play for Gerry either, or for Devin either. Means that if he doesn't have a way to break through this 5/8 at the moment.
Yeah, both players are just going to have to draw something if they want to get ahead from this point.
Swing with Oblivion Sower for 5, puts Koepke down to 12.
I think that Gerry's hand is currently much better positioned than Devin's, though.
Your pairings for the next round are being posted. Once again, players in the Modern Challenge, your pairings for the next round.
Casts the Eldrazi Displacer, has 4 mana up. We've seen this card be exceptional in the mirror.
Yeah, Gerry's plan for that mana the entire time was to displace that Reality Smasher just to get it tapped on Koepke's side. Not about to take 5 damage for nothing.
But Koepke with a good draw of his own. It's a copy of Drowner of Hope. This card, one of the also trumps in the mirror that we've seen.
That's one that Gerry is not going to want to displace.
No, he can displace the Scions to take care of those taps.
That's true. Gerry has enough mana to activate twice as well.
But you're right, he's got to be worried here. He goes to attacks. Devin will go ahead and use a Scion to tap the Oblivion Sower. Maybe Gerry has to hang back with the Displacer. We'll see.
Koepke knows he's not going to have a lot of opportunity to tap creatures with these Scions, so he's going ahead and getting it while it's good.
Gerry has enough mana to displace twice. He'll cast Eldrazi Mimic and Eldrazi Displacer and pass the turn. He has enough mana with that Scion to do 1 tap off the Displacer.
I believe that Koepke has come up with an Eye of Ugin. That could be huge.
Yeah, I mean, when you have the Eye of Ugin, it means that you'll end up winning these mid-range grinding games. A swing of just Reality Smasher for Koepke. Gerry could double block with Displacers.
Yeah, and that's the reason that you don't see the attack with the Drowner. Just running that into the 2 Displacers is very bad for Koepke.
He's going to block with the Eldrazi Mimic, and then he's going to try to displace the Smasher.
So what he displaced actually was his own Oblivion Sower to make the Mimic a 5/8 and just eat the Smasher.
You're absolutely right. It comes back into play. The Mimic's a 5/8.
Great line by Gerry there.
Eye of Ugin +7 from Koepke. He needs a creature to stay alive. He'll get a copy of Eldrazi Displacer. He can play it this turn off that Gemstone Cavern. But will it be enough? We go back over to Thompson. Koepke has left back 1 Scion. That's very helpful here. If Koepke gets to untap, he can displace his own Drowner of Hope multiple times.
Yeah, it'll be difficult for Gerry to recover from that, to say the least.
Well, so he'll try to win this turn. Here's Reality Smasher. Triggers the Eldrazi Mimic. If he swings enough attackers, Koepke will be forced to block with his Displacer.
Right, so the Smasher's the only creature with trample right now, so that's kind of the one good thing going into the combat for Koepke here. If the Drowner uses the Scion to tap one of Gerry's creatures, then there's still...
Oh, wow, and Gerry gets to go to combat. Well, I suppose tapping a creature and blocking a creature is not very different.
Right.
Drowner will go in front of the 3/3. The Scion will go in front of the 5/8. This means that Koepke would still take 13. He's going to have to put the Displacer in front of something.
That means that that whole last turn of paying 7, tapping Eye of Ugin, and casting Displacer just got him nowhere.
Well, he can do it again next turn.
Right?
He can keep running this.
He's not going to like the last card in Gerry's hand, though. I believe it is another Reality Smasher.
That should be enough damage. So the blocks Koepke has lined up has him taking 8. He gets to have one of Gerry's Displacers, but he loses his own Displacer and Scion in the process. That'll be the play. Gerry loses that one Displacer on top, takes care of 2 of Koepke's creatures. Koepke goes to 4. Can he draw out? Reality Smasher was the draw for Koepke. And that should do it.
That's actually lethal.
If that is a Reality Smasher, Koepke has a swing for 10 here. Gerry, 1 card in hand. Reality Smasher. It's a 5/2, 5/5s. He'll swing them both. And that's match for Devin Koepke. A timely top deck of Reality Smasher takes it the match. So 2-0. It's Devin Koepke moving to 7-0 and being into day 2.
Yeah, that's wild. Notably, a better hit off of the Oblivion Sower would have enabled Gerry to actually just cast 2 Reality Smashers on his turn. though he just kind of missed. Found a basic planes, was only left with 2 mana at the end there. Couldn't even activate the displacer there. So that whiff with the sower kind of defined the end of the match.
So congratulations to Devin Koepke into day 2. For Gerry Thompson, it's his first loss of the tournament. He drops to 6-1, but has a pair of chances to still make it into day 2. And really just, this is showcasing the power of Blue-White Eldrazi.